And hello, everybody of WyoNation. Welcome to another edition of the WyoNation Roundup. We are back after a holiday break, so happy New Year to you all. Joining me tonight, Mr. Brad Reed and Brian Stevens. Happy New Year. Good to see you, boys.
Howdy, howdy.
Happy New Year, boys. Been a while.
Lots to talk about in terms of, I guess, the three major sports going on right now. Or not right now, but news anyway. Two are in season. You got wrestling, basketball, and of course, the portaling season in football has finally arrived. So lots to talk about here, but we will start with the in-season and the feel-good story so far of the, I guess, in fall or I guess the winter, basketball's in the winter sports schedule. But Mr. Brian Stevens was there last night courtside with hobbing it up with all the bigwigs as Wyoming destroyed UNLV 98-66.
Yeah, and it was worse than that. It was a total ass kicking. They were up 38 with 8 minutes left when all the starters got pulled. Like, it was just a complete demolition. While I'm on the subject, I did take a buddy and his son last night. So Chuck and Liam are now Wyoming basketball fans. I let Coach know about that. He was pretty stoked.
That's awesome.
Great, yeah. Bring a friend. I think challenge everybody, right? If you're going to the game, bring a friend.
If you've got an extra ticket, bring friends. Especially high school kids. Like, high school kids are the ones that will be fans in the future.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have friends, pay somebody.
There we go. Pay someone to be your friend with a ticket.
Sounds like Brad's dating life.
It's more sad than that, my man.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So Wyoming wins in a huge score. They were only 4.5 points favorites, so they most certainly covered the spread. If you're
it was actually down to 1.5 by the time tip-off happened.
Okay. Wow.
So it was rough, man. Dre Gibbs Greenlaw is a giant pain. He's only a junior. I'll be happy when he's gone. But the rest of UNLV didn't do a thing. Wyoming started off hot. Demarion Dennis was on fire and got in foul trouble immediately.
Yeah.
And I'll say it since the coaches can't. That was the worst officiated game I have ever seen. 57 fouls in a 40-minute game.
Just saying a lot because we've seen a lot of
75
Brian's seen a lot of basketball.
75 free throws between the two teams.
Wow.
It was
that's unwatchable.
Insanity.
That's why I don't watch basketball, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is because of the officiating in the conference, when it comes conference tourney time and when it comes postseason time, all the other teams that have, good officials that officiate the right way are going to beat our asses because we're too scared to body up on people because that's been being called all season long.
Yes, and you in our group chat today had an interesting stat.
Bad stat.
Yeah, Wyoming is leading the country in fouls per game.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
No.
And I don't know how much of that is us and how much of that is just the insane officiating that we have to deal with.
Well, looking at the games that were, neutral courts or there were other conferences officials, fouls were way down.
Okay.
So I do think that the way our players play has something to do with it. But like last night, there were people like barely getting bumped under the basket and tweet foul. Somebody like ghost hand checks somebody, just kind of, putting your hand out there trying to get the ball. Tweet foul. It was the longest basketball game I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Including
isn't it the Mountain West shares their doesn't the Mountain West share their officials with like the Big Sky and the Big West, and I think it's like a pool of officials, right? That like all
it is. The crew that was there last night was from the Northern Sun, though.
Whatever that is.
That's where Sonny's from.
Yeah, that's like not Division I basketball.
But those are the guys that were there, and they are not good.
Jesus.
But on to better things.
Yeah.
Leland Walker dominated last night.
Yeah.
It was absolutely insane. He had 1 turnover all night, 3 assists. He only picked up 1 foul in 25 minutes and had 28 points, 4 for 6 in threes, 6 of 6 on free throws, 9 of 15 from the field. Dominant effort from
I'd
him
say
last night.
anytime you have more points than minutes played, that's a pretty good night.
Yeah, for sure. And this has been all conference season for him. Leland's come through, and those first couple games, he was a little rough, wasn't really playing to his potential. Sonny called him out in a press conference early in the season, and he has been on fire since then. The Cowboys go as Leland Walker goes. But luckily, we have a supporting cast behind him, too. Demarion Dennis had a great game. He's been in a little bit of a slump. Naz Meyer, 8 boards, 10 points, 3 assists, 2 steals. That's a crazy line for a freshman. Gavin Gores put some backup center for UNLV on a poster. It was a ridiculous dunk.
That was all over Twitter this morning. That dunk. It was a really.
Did it make
impressive.
Sports Center though?
I don't know. I don't watch sport. Yeah, but live it was crazy because he looked like he was nowhere near the basket, and he's got just such a wingspan that he put it down. It was nuts.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so the big things, like Wyoming came back not great out of Christmas break. Like, let's just be honest with it. They were lethargic. They weren't playing the right way. Sonny wasn't real happy about it in the press conference this week. He straight up called him out and said, listen, you're listening to the wrong people at home. You're not listening to the way we do things. That's why you got blown out by New Mexico. That's why you got blown out by Grand Canyon. That's why you barely scraped by Air Force. And he specifically said, listen, we've only played 20 minutes of each of these 40-minute games. We got to put together a complete game. And they finally did this time around.
I would say, yeah. So I would say, in your opinion, it probably is the most complete game we played to date, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think UNLV is a good team. Like, I'm just going to throw that out there, too. They're going to finish in the bottom, probably 5 in the league. But beating a league team by 32 points is a big deal.
Not easy.
Yeah. Utah State did it to Air Force last night. So just goes to show that picking up road wins in this conference is incredibly tough. Props to Grand Canyon for being able to do it in Laramie. Props to Wyoming for being able to do it in Clune. That's conference season is going to be insane this year.
Yeah.
So I guess so now at this point, do we free throws because they were almost from free throw last night? So do we shift our energy to harping on fouls now?
Yeah, fouls is probably where it's at. I mean, free throws last night, they were 23 of 29, which is, I mean, there's nothing to complain about there.
More than acceptable, yeah.
Yep.
Very much more than acceptable.
So I guess as fans, since we can affect these kinds of things, we're off the free throw thing now. Now we're on to fouls.
Yeah. And again, some of that is out of their control. Like there were some really, really terrible calls last night, but there are some good ones too. Like Abu Magasa is a big offender. He can't defend without his hands, and that's something that Sonny's been harping on him with. And they needed him last night. Abu probably had his best game last night that he's had this season. He came in with 8 points. He pulled down 4 rebounds, but he was really good about locking down the paint, which was not his forte in New Mexico.
And only had 3 fouls.
The 23-year-old freshman ate his lunch in New Mexico.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'd be great to be a 23-year-old freshman, wouldn't it?
Right. And UNLV is a long team too. Like they had size all over the place, and Wyoming destroyed them in the paint. Outscored them by 20 in the paint. Out rebounded them, 43 to 29. Like wow. It was a thorough ass kicking by the Cowboys last night.
So great to see. Improved the 9-1 at home on the year, I do believe. And I guess my question for you, Brian, is in terms of the defensive fouls. the things that we can control, like you were talking about hands, is it we're getting too handsy? Is it we're not moving our feet? I mean, what coaching tweaks can be done to improve that?
It's really it's not even coaching at this point. It's just developing player tendencies. You know, to tie their hands behind their back and make them guard that way at practice, because you know the fact of the matter is Sonny doesn't want stoppages. He wants to run them out of the gym, and he still did last night, even with the horrible pace of the game.
That's true. That's pretty crazy to think about. That there were 57 fouls called, 75 free throws, you said, and we still put up what 98 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And we're fouling it
like 74 3 for
fouling every 45 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably even worse than that.
Yeah, we could do the math on that. You guys talk and I'll do it.
Yeah. But I mean, we can't harp on officiating. There's nothing you can do about officiating. Say, I officiate high school, so I'm very opinionated about it.
Are you bad too?
Not that bad.
Brad, you were very close.
I would love to see
a foul every 42 seconds. That's just crazy.
I'm so smart.
I can't believe you got that. How did you do that in your head?
Don't be dumb. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know.
Guess. Mostly guess.
Sounded kind of Rain Man stuff there, I think.
Words of the wise from our fearless leader. Don't be dumb.
I say that a lot to myself during the day.
So yeah. So the Pokes next up Saturday at Nevada. That is an 8 p.m. tip-off Mountain Time. Mm-hmm. It'll be streaming on the Mountain West Network. And Nevada just took San Diego State down to the wire. So I'll be interested to see how things look on that. Nevada was also on a 7-game winning streak when San Diego State beat them. So it's still early in the conference season. We really don't know anything about anyone. We do know that UNLV is bad just based on their record and who they've played. We know that Air Force is Air Force. They're going to sneak up on some teams, but they're not going to be good. San Jose State is still a wild card. Wyoming. Sonny came out in the after the New Mexico game and said he apologized to the team about the non-conference schedule. I know that's been a big point of contention across the board this year. But he said, hey, listen, I gave you a false sense of hope with this non-conference schedule. That's not going to happen again.
I was going to ask you about that. How do you think he fixes that? Because you can't force people to come to Laramie.
No, but you can play harder road games.
Oh, okay. You think that's what they'll do? Then that's the pivot?
Well, he's already said we're on the schedule at North Carolina next year.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that came out, yeah.
So I imagine that if they're competitive this year, and I mean, Sonny's well liked among all the coaches. Like anybody that's met him will tell you he's just a really good dude.
Yeah.
So I think he's making some inroads. He's letting people know that, yeah, it's tough playing in Laramie, but we need to get some teams up here. And if you win in Laramie, it's a quad 1 win. Like that's really the point that he's trying to sell. And that's why they're trying to pad their resume the way they are this year, so they can get in that top 50 of the net. And even if they don't make the tournament, they're going to be a quad 1 win if somebody can come into Laramie and beat them, which is unlikely, but a quad 1 loss isn't a bad thing.
Doesn't hurt you. Yeah, maybe they can. I know back in the day we did like some 2-for-1s. You can kind of focus on the close schools. Like I'll say right now, like Colorado, that's a tough one. I know for whatever reason.
Utah,
Creighton. We used to play Creighton every once in a while. That'd be good. Heck, Nebraska's undefeated right now. That'd be.
Say Wichita State would be a good one.
Pretty good, exactly. So there's schools that are close, and I wouldn't mind going to Montana.
The Montana schools, the South Dakota schools,
So there's options there, but it would be great, obviously, to get teams to come to Laramie. But I think until, like you said, we could be proven that we're going to be in that quad 1, we're going to have to do that for a good 2, 3, 4 seasons before people will agree on that trip.
Yeah. If they're successful this year and they can keep most of the team together at the end of the season, there's going to be a good case to be made that this is going to be a quad 1 or quad 2 game for anybody that comes to Laramie. That's enticing for teams that are going to be in that 50 to 100 range in the RPI.
Yeah.
And so I've got the Ken Palm pulled up right now, and in Ken Palm currently we're number 96 in the Ken Palm. which is ahead of Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon's at 101, and Wichita we just talked about is at 94. Then the Sheep are at I just saw the Sheep. They're at 88.
Yeah, and that's another question too. I guess how many of these former conference mates will still want to play us when they, go to the Pac whatever.
I can guarantee you that Colorado State's going to want to come up the road and play a game, or have us come down the road and play.
We
a game.
should play
that's
them.
That's going to be a home.
A home and home should happen every year, right?
Yeah,
That's an easy sell.
So that's going to be a big one. Utah State's probably going to be in there. They're going to want to play us just because it's close.
Yeah, that's helpful, right? So if you're playing, former conference mates out of conference, that is something that we can, use to our advantage. So that's a good point.
Yeah. So looking at the RPI right now, no, they never will.
Who? Never coming back.
Who?
San Diego State.
They're going to come.
Looking at the RPI, Wyoming.
Yeah, Ziegler's going to make it the trip. Don't worry.
So yeah, the teams that we're going to want to come to play us, Utah Valley's in there, Nevada, Northern Iowa is doing pretty good in the RPI. Looking at teams like Bowling Green, St. Bonaventure, Florida Atlantic. Like there's plenty of teams here that are at the level that they're going to be like, yeah, I'd come to Laramie, even though it's going to be a tough game.
Do you think we could get the Steve McCain angle? Steve McClain angle, maybe get Texas on the schedule?
Not in Laramie. I can tell you that.
Well, down there.
Texas ain't coming to Laramie.
But down there, yeah.
Yeah, we probably could. That's a brutal road game, but
sure,
it's doable. But yeah, looking at who we've got, like there's Boise State's ranked higher than us in the RPI, so is New Mexico.
They're never going to come back. Yeah, that's done too.
Oh, Boise won't. No way. But after those two, San Diego State's at 60. Texas, who you just talked about, was at 73. Nevada's at 75. And then you got Wyoming at 86. So we're ahead of teams like Colorado State, ahead of Hawaii. Up above, I'm looking for other conference teams. Grand Canyon's at 117. So Grand Canyon's.
What are they doing these days?
New Mexico State. Let me look. Yeah. Hold on. Let me find it.
Have they been good since that giant guy left?
The giant guys. There were two of them. They were twins.
Guys.
Yeah. New Mexico State 139. They'd be a good one.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sonny's doing good things in Laramie. We really got to get people in the stands, and it falls on the athletic department at this point to start coming up with some ideas. They've got the student for a day promo that they're running for the San Diego State game. $15 gets you a ticket, burger, and a drink.
Nice. You can't beat that. Jeez.
Which is
that's
great.
Free. Basically, you're a free game.
But I mean, if you have got to get in and say, okay, we're lowering ticket prices, or if you have an Albany County or Laramie County ID, you get in for $5-10 or something like that. You got to give people a reason to come, because I'd rather sell
$0
500 tickets at $5 a piece than 50 tickets at $30 a piece.
Yeah.
So
this was the early comment from School ID should get you in free.
Say you're
Does it not anymore?
Your UW
Well, I think
ID.
he means like a high school.
Yeah.
Or
a high school.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
School ID. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to roll down from Douglas or Casper and go to a basketball game? Hell yeah, bring your school ID.
Yeah.
And is it probably next week when students are back on campus, or the week after?
I think it's next week.
Yeah. So getting closer to having kids back on campus too. That should help getting into conference season.
Yeah. There's some good games next week too. San Diego State's in Laramie on Wednesday.
Okay. Nice.
That'll be great.
Big one. Hopefully you'll be
the next week. The next week you got Boise on Tuesday the 20th and San Jose on Saturday the 24th.
Right.
And then we get into the teeth of the schedule. The teeth of the schedule is not fun. We got Utah State on Wednesday the 28th, at Utah State on Wednesday the 28th, versus the Sheep on Saturday the 31st, at San Diego State Tuesday the 3rd, and versus Utah State Saturday the 7th. So that's getting pretty rough. That's a good question. I mean, they're really not that high. Like, we're looking at $35 a seat in the lower bowl if you buy them through the university. But when you're trying to win fans back, the university's got to take a haircut on that. Like, and it looks bad because you've got all these season ticket holders that don't show up, and they're all right in front of the camera, which looks like crap. I know that the seats that are sitting in there, my buddy's season tickets. He lives in Denver. He comes up to about 20 games a year, but he can't make it to all of them. So he sells them for like $10 a piece on StubHub. Damn. So if you're in Laramie, you need to get out there and see these guys. Like, I realize that a late game on a Tuesday is probably a tough draw, but like, Boise State's a 6:30 game. You've got a couple Saturday games in Colorado State and Utah State. Like, there's no reason we should have any less than 6,000 people per game at this. Like, this is a good team. This is a really good team. They play really good basketball, and conference play is tough. They need us there. They need us to get loud.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was going to ask you, Brian, about parking too. What was the parking situation for basketball?
I have a parking pass. I parked in the stadium lot. I think you can park in the Summit View lot for free.
Okay, which isn't too far.
Which is across from the football stadium. Like, it's an easy walk.
Okay, and that's another thing, right? You can give free parking, right? That would help a lot.
On the side of the road and will it? You'll be fine.
That's true. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Exactly. I mean, there's ways, right? We've all done it.
Yeah. And I mean, you can park closer in Laramie than you can at literally any other school. Like, this new sports complex that Nevada's building, you're not going to be able to park within a mile of that place. So,
without
walking a couple blocks to the dome is not the end of the world. We are spoiled out here.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. All right, we've been running about 22 minutes. Do you need a?
Yeah, I got to bounce. Looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say about the football recruits. I think we're doing pretty good there too.
Yeah, we'll have a good conversation. So thank you, Brian, for joining us for your bird eye view, straight off his bougie seats courtside.
See you guys. Go Pokes.
See you.
All right, and we'll wait for him
on the football
to hit the exit button, and we will talk about Portal Kombat now is wide in effect, Brad. And the good news is we're not sitting here watching our team get picked off one by one. Now we get to inflict pain on other programs.
Yeah, and that's great. You know, I read something yesterday. I didn't fact check it, but I assume it's probably true. But like,
what was that?
That like a third of college football right now is in the portal.
I think it's true. Yeah, I didn't how could you fact check it? But it was from like one of the recruiting sites, right?
Yeah, it's like
it was like
35%
of all college football players are in the portal. I mean, that's insane.
How is that good for anyone?
It's not good. And that's a conversation for another day. We'll have lots of time to talk about it because you're seeing all the crazy stuff, right? Like, I'm sure everybody's aware of the situation at the University of Washington where their quarterback signed a contract to stay and then entered the portal. And now
like
Washington's saying, we're not letting you go because you signed a contract. But apparently legally these contracts aren't enforceable or something. I don't know. Yeah. We're going to find out.
Yeah, there's a chance Washington gets rinsed on that. And that's not great for either side.
For everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can't – I mean, the student athlete, you don't sign a contract and just peace out like 2 days later. It
happens, right? People commit.
Well, yeah, it obviously happened.
People sign. So it is the wild, wild west until Congress steps in or the NCAA is dissolved. I think we're probably at the – I don't know. I won't say that. Every time I think we're at the peak of the insanity and that someone's going to step in and do something –
no,
it gets worse. So who knows? Right?
That's not great, but whatever.
Let's talk about this Wyoming football team. Do you want to? Let's first get your
First.
comments on this because I was the only one who was available. I did the week of Christmas. I did like a good 20, 30 minutes talking about our new offensive coordinator. I'm sure you've had time to dig in. For those who missed that, you can watch that on our YouTube channel at WyoNation on YouTube. You can see I talked a good 20, 30 minutes, gave you all the numbers and stats for this guy. But just recap, I think this is, given the situation Wyoming football is in, I think Jay Salvell did about as good as he could to bring in a guy who was running one of the most innovative offenses in college football at William & Mary. And it is a balanced offense, or it can be. He's been run heavy. He's been pass heavy. He's been balanced. He fits his scheme to his players, not the other way around. And the big thing is that I mentioned is he is a believer in my number one stat. He is a yards per pass attempt guy. And that's what they focus on, is passing efficiency. So, and we'll tie into more of that later, but I just want to get your quick thoughts, Brad, on Christian Taylor, new Wyoming offensive coordinator, who is going to be finishing out the season with the Bills with their playoff run starting this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't dug in as heavily as you have to it, but that's a very outside the box hire.
Yeah,
like you could have told me any name in the world, and that would not have even crossed my mind. Like, I thought we were going to be probably looking at like current D1 coordinators, maybe an FCS coordinator. I didn't expect this one. Not even remotely close.
And he's only 2 years removed from being a coordinator at the FCS level.
So. Being an assistant with the Buffalo Bills, I mean, that's great experience, right? Like you're seeing, you've seen how a college football team is run from the coordinator level. Now you've seen it run, an NFL team run from an assistant level. So I think he brings a lot of unique experience to the position, and I think that's probably good. And yeah, I think it's a good hire on surface. I think it's a good hire. Like you said, that's probably as good as Savell was going to do, and that's fine because maybe that's as good as he needed to do.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how it turns out. Be excited to get him on campus, and hopefully they have a press conference. Hopefully we don't have to wait until spring ball. Hopefully when the season ends, they'll get him introduced, but you never know.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing too is, the AFCA coaches conference, I think that kicks off this weekend.
Yep.
So, is there going to be other position changes after this weekend? Because that's when a lot of, networking and hiring and firing and blah, 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 that kind of stuff happens, right? So, maybe there's some position coaches that haven't been retained that we don't know about. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a big question.
I'm sure.
But hard for him to do that when he can't meet him in person.
Yep. So I'll be curious to see if there's any other staff changes that happen after this weekend. But I think getting Christian Taylor in the door is good. So, yeah. But it may, depending on the Bills, it may be a month.
Yeah, it could be.
They got to come through Denver first, though.
Or longer, right? I think the Super Bowl's not till is it like February 13th?
Something like
17th? That. Yeah. It's like 5 weeks away is the Super Bowl. So yeah, all right, let's pull this up. I've got the tracker that I've been doing on old WyoNation.com. Let's just talk about some of the exits first here really quickly since we're catching up. Do I get the right? Where's my dang screen? Here we are. Let's scroll down. 19. You can see here just today, Krister Jr. Committed to Maryland, which is a little interesting. He did visit UVA. So, again, that's another Wyoming guy going to a Power 4 school.
Is Mike Locksley still at Maryland?
He is, I do believe, yeah. He didn't get fired. He's still there. Sam Sula to Utah, and he took nothing but like Power 4 visits. Utah's a heck of a program, as you know. So good for him, I guess.
New coach there, though, too.
Yeah. With Whittingham going to Michigan, which is, pretty mind-blowing in itself. Marky Grant announced today that he's going to Utah State, which is, I don't know.
We call that a lateral move.
Lateral. Well, yeah, but I just know that, right? Supposedly, right? I don't know if it's true, but supposedly these uppity ups in the pack, whatever, all claim that they signed some kind of contract, which is hilarious considering that they're suing the Mountain West over a signed contract. But they all signed contracts saying that each school would do X amount of money in NIL for football. And that's why they're so much better than the rest of us who got left behind. So
I wonder who they think is going to pay for that.
he got paid. Yeah, exactly. They have no money. But we'll see. I don't know if I'm missing anybody else who signed.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty accurate list.
But I think that's accurate for now. In terms of names who've left that are, are going to hurt or are interesting, obviously, we scroll down here. This came on the first day the portal opened, was Wes Keene, which was kind of a surprise. I know he's visited Texas, which is obviously a pretty big deal. I don't know what other schools he's looked at. So Wes King hit the portal. Of course, when your starting quarterback hits the portal, that's interesting. So let's talk about that for a second. Not a surprise to me, especially with the new system that's coming in. He doesn't fit that at all. Christian Taylor wants a quarterback who's mobile, and a quarterback who can make quick decisions. And Caden Anderson doesn't check either of those boxes. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I would guess that Caden's probably gonna end up somewhere in the Southland Conference in FCS.
Yeah,
go on a rehab stint down there and see what he can do. Would be my guess.
All right, I'm trying to think if there's anybody else on here who's kind of recent. This is kind of in order. So King, again, a transfer. Peter Abaye, who just came to us from, I think, either Florida Atlantic or Florida International, one of those two, right? Gone after a year. A little bit interesting. But the rest of these guys haven't found homes that I know of yet. So that is kind of the state of things. So in total, 19 players, but the portal opened. Wyoming hosted 20-plus players over this weekend, and we've got 7. So we got 7 in the green box. So let's talk about each of these. And these are in order of how they came in. And the first one was kind of surprising to me, completely off the radar, but it is former Nebraska offensive lineman who is from South Dakota, Jason Machachuk. That's how you pronounce it, Machachuk.
No kidding.
It doesn't look anything like that. But
did you go to the Nebraska pronunciation guide?
Well, I knew it too, because I'm a dirty Husker, as you all may know, being a graduate of the University of Nebraska as well. So, but Chaychuk, going to come in and compete at a guard spot. I think he's pretty good. He was a 3-star player coming out of South Dakota.
Yeah, and roster depth on the offensive line is at a premium. So,
yeah,
if
so he was a backup at Nebraska at guard.
Yeah,
played
a freshman, right?
I think he's going to be a junior this year.
Okay.
So he's played 2 years. Was the backup this season at left guard. So I'd imagine he'd be in one of the line to start at guard for Wyoming.
Yep.
If he comes in and plays the way he should. So a good there. And obviously he's got the strength and size coming from the Big Ten to play at the Mountain West level. So that's good to see.
Plus being from one of the Dakotas.
What was that?
Plus being from one of the Dakotas.
Yeah, he probably grew up, baling hay, one-armed too,
Yeah, they don't raise them small there.
Yeah. And then next up is probably the biggest one, obviously, right here. Tyler Hughes from William and Mary commits to almost right. We don't even need to talk about having an open quarterback competition. I mean, I suppose they will, but Hughes is going to come in with 1 year of eligibility left, and he was recruited by Christian Taylor when he was at William and Mary. Never played for him. He started this last year for William and Mary. He has got 1 year left. I don't know if, system-wise, how much things changed, but look to me watching film of when Taylor was the OC and then a couple games of William and Mary this year, the systems are similar, and I'd imagine probably the terminology is similar. So he should have a pretty big step up in the competition. Obviously, I don't think you bring in a senior to have him compete for a job. I'd be shocked if he wasn't Wyoming's starting quarterback.
Yeah, and I've seen some highlights of him on YouTube. I think there was a game of him playing against Villanova or something like that.
Yep, I watched the full game against Villanova.
Yeah, and he looks like he's going to fit the part of being a mobile quarterback, and that's good.
Very mobile. Yeah,
not the biggest arm, but that's fine too. I mean, complete your passes and everything. Whatever, doesn't matter.
I was pretty impressed with him. So I did tweet this out, but I did watch the full game against Villanova, which was a team that made the FCS playoff. Made it to the Final Four,
semifinals.
Yep, made it to the semifinals of that. So, but yeah, so Hughes to me, he's not big, but he's not small, right? So he's an average sized quarterback, very mobile, passing wise. I don't see a super strong arm, but he's very accurate and throws a very catchable ball. A lot of balls down the sidelines. He just drops them in, man. It's beautiful. And I think you saw a lot of that from Wyoming this past year. Now, again, it may be different with a new coordinator. A lot of RPO concepts too. Really given that run pass option, he could run. Really mobile. It's going to be a factor in the running game, which should help Wyoming, obviously. And then he should know the system. He makes quick decisions. He's accurate, gets rid of the ball. And so, yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how he comes in.
Chris Durr is going to regret leaving with a quarterback like this.
Well, I know, and that's what I was thinking earlier. If he would have just waited, I mean, in this new system, Chris Durr would
thrive.
He would thrive. Yeah, but I understand why he left, right? Because you can't wait around and see what they do. You can't. I don't begrudge anybody on our offense who left because it was two of the worst offenses in the history of Wyoming football back-to-back.
Bad.
Very, very bad. But Tyler Hughes is going to come in, and the question is, can he make the step up? Right? I'm not going to say he can't because we've seen it all the time. We've seen Division II guys, right? A Division II guy went to Ole Miss and got him to the freaking they're still playing, right?
Yep.
They're in the semifinals of the FBS playoffs. So I guess the question is they're in the Colonial, right? The Colonial Conference going to the Mountain West. How does he adapt to that? That's the question. The good news for him is we don't have any power conference schools in our non-con this coming season.
I was going to say, what is our schedule next year?
We got CSU to open the season.
That's that one starts it, right?
And then I'm pretty sure we have one of the Michigans, like Central Michigan, Western Michigan.
I got it pulled up. Hold on. So we got the Sheep. We got Northern Colorado on September 12th.
There you go.
We got Central Michigan September 19th at Central Michigan.
Yeah.
And home against UConn on November 28th.
Oh, we still got 4? Okay. I thought the Mountain West was – oh, they only have 9. So it is 8. Okay. Yep. So 4 non-con games. So, yeah. So not a hard schedule. So he'll have 4 games to kind of get his feet wet.
It's the first totally wild seeing Northern Illinois on our schedule.
Yes, which is great. Even though they're really down.
They're really bad.
Yeah. But they'll turn it around. They'll fire that guy if they have to. I don't know.
Well, UTEP should probably do the same then.
Yeah. So Tyler Hughes, I think, again, probably the best Wyoming can do.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they got a guy that the OC knows. The OC recruited. He didn't play for him at any point in time. But I think his skill set is there. I would say he's a much better version of Sean Chambers if you had to make a style comparison.
Man, I hope so. Chambers just had a knack for just firing fastballs into the first row of the stands.
Yeah, I guess Chambers had a much stronger arm and wasn't accurate. So, but this guy, again, you can watch it and I'll tweet it out. Probably, I haven't tweeted it out yet, but I think there's a couple games, but I watched the Villanova knowing that, hey, Villanova made the playoffs.
Mhm.
So it's kind of a pretty good marking stick to see how this guy is and what system they run.
Yeah,
And it looks a lot like what Wyoming already runs, right? So it's not going to be a big difference from what Jay Johnson ran. It's just more creative. You're going to see a lot more motion. And that's what this guy uses is motion. And he doesn't run out of, 18,000 personnel like we saw last year, right? Every damn play we were switching personnel. It's no.
well,
You
it killed us
run.
because we could never get the play in on time to, that was a huge problem all year. It's just getting the play in on time with your personnel swaps just to, get the offense moving. It just didn't
So
work.
this is running, the same personnel, getting in different formations and making plays, running the same plays out of different formations to make it look different. So this guy's really simple, but it's really effective, and I'm excited to see how that will look. So all right, we'll move on here.
And the thing is, we don't even know what this offense is going to truly look like because this guy's had a year or two off from being a coordinator, and he's been in the NFL. What little tricks has he picked up? From whoever the Bills OC is now. I have no idea.
He might have some wrinkles.
But I think he was a defensive assistant in Buffalo, though, right?
Yeah, so what he does, so to clear that up, and I did talk about that in the last show, but a lot of you may miss that because I'm sure I've seen some people say, well, why are we hiring a defensive assistant? So what his job is for the Bills defense is he watches film of their next opponent offensively and breaks down their tendencies and, gives all that data back to the defense. So he's not coaching the defense. He's doing like basically scouting of their future opponent and breaking down their tendencies on film and then giving that information to the defensive coaches. So he's not coaching defense. He's doing offensive film study.
He's watched a lot of offense.
Exactly. So that may help too. So he knows the Bills offense, I'm sure, but he's breaking down every team they played. So I'm sure he's right. Being a smart man, he's probably picked up some things that he's going to run at Wyoming from the NFL.
I hope he watched a lot of Bears film this year.
Maybe. All right, moving on. Next one. This is kind of an interesting one. Jonas McGraw, cornerback from West Liberty. I've never heard of West Liberty. Have you?
No, I thought one Liberty was enough, but apparently we have two. So
So apparently this is a Division II school in West Virginia.
Probably founded by the same people, I bet.
It could be. I'd imagine it's like their Western campus. Who knows? But he's a corner. I think he's played there for just 1 year. He was at another school, like a JUCO maybe. But I found a very interesting tweet. His position coach at West Liberty was like, hey, this guy's going to the NFL. Watch out for this guy. Which I found a pretty odd tweet, right? Because how many Division II coaches are saying, yeah, this guy I coach, he's good enough to play in the NFL?
You may find this shocking, but notable alumni of West Liberty University are Brad Paisley.
Oh, Brad Paisley went there. Interesting. Okay, I had no idea Brad Paisley went to university.
Yeah, same.
Okay, yeah. I mean, right, if you're a country star, you're usually not going to school.
Unless you're really bad at it for a while.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I didn't know that. That's a good trivia question. So, so Jonas McGraw.
Joe Negro was there too.
He's pretty big. He's like 6'1", 180, I think is what he's listed at. So he's a tall corner. And we'll see, right? He's coming from Division II. They're not a particularly good program. I think they were like 500, like 7-5 last season.
Yeah, and the thing is we've heard coaches say this in the past, though, right? This guy may have played Division II, whatever, but there could be reasons why he was in Division II. Maybe
we saw it this year, right? Which one of our guys? One of the linebackers was a D2 guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's, you're looking for guys on their way up, not their way down, right?
Was it Braden Johnson?
Siders? No,
not Siders. Siders was or other. I get those two mixed up because there's the guy from Weber, and then there's the guy who came from like Central Oklahoma, which is a Division II.
Yeah.
So going back to Division II there. Next one is an F. Oh, go ahead.
McGraw's originally from Anchorage.
I saw that. I saw his hometown listed as Anchorage, and then I saw that he went to high school in Florida. So I was very confused.
It is very confusing. He had
He's
what?
lived in Alaska and Florida, which is pretty wild.
11 games, 1 pick on the season, 33 tackle, or jeepers. Stop moving around.
Yeah, he had some good tackle numbers. So a physical corner who can tackle.
Yeah, I'm just looking at his stats here. He had 3 tackles for loss, 51 total tackles.
Yeah.
1 fumble recovery, 4 pass breakups. So
yeah, so we'll see. More of a developmental guy, perhaps, but
moving from the Mountain East Conference to the Mountain West Conference.
There we go. It's fitting. Maybe it's in the stars. All right, next up is Tyler Siddons, a tight end from Northwestern State, which is an FCS school in Louisiana, of all places.
Oh, well,
this guy is
he's been a couple places actually.
Blocking tight end. I think I looked at his stats, and I think he has about 5 catches in his career.
Yeah, so he spent 2024 with Central Arkansas, 2025 with Northwestern State. So
he is a blocking tight end, a good sized body, and that's good. That shows me that they are. I think they're focusing on coming in and running the ball, which we haven't done the past 2 years as well as Wyoming needs to. So good to get another tight end in the room. I would guess that they would also still be in the market for a receiving tight end. I know they like Frent, who's on the roster. We got Pace, who was redshirted. And then obviously we got the returning, is it Wilson, right? Who got hurt all year. He had that a cyst in his knee that never got cleared up, and then it got infected, and he never played this year. So, and he's kind of a two-way tight end. He can catch, he can block.
Yeah, he had what, five catches for 55 yards on the season, so probably not a threat in the passing game.
No, yeah, Siddons is a blocking tight end, which is fine with me because we lost Herb, who was one of the better blocking tight ends I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was blowing people up, so good to see that. All right, next up is a guy who's seen the light.
Takes a bit, but they do it.
Vincent comes in from the Sheep. He played linebacker for them. Looks like we're going to play him at safety. His story, he played some special teams, didn't play much for the Sheep, but he was voted Player of the Year in Kansas in 8-man football.
Wow.
When he was in high school.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So 8-man football. And let's talk about this. Shay is not here tonight, but all of you know Shay. Shay broke one of the biggest Cardinal rules. And you know what? It's good he's not here because I may not have let him on the show tonight. Explain to people what he did, Brad.
Tweeted at a recruit.
He did.
Just shameful behavior.
Jay was tweeting at Jet Vincent. But it may have worked because he tweeted at him, hey, when you're in Laramie, go to the Prairie Rose and order a smothered burrito. Or a smothered breakfast burrito.
It's good advice.
It is good advice. And guess what, people? Jet Vincent went to the Prairie Rose, had a smothered breakfast burrito, and took a picture of it and sent it to Shay.
That's amazing.
Even though Shay broke every Cardinal rule of don't tweet at recruits.
There's a flow chart if you need it out on Twitter.
So maybe Shay, gets an assist for getting this guy to commit because he likes green chili.
That's going to be the thing. Like Jet's going to go in there like every Sunday morning, go get a smothered breakfast burrito. Prairie Rose they'll have no choice. They're going to have to market with this guy.
Yeah. Maybe that's going to be his NIL deal.
It's going to be his face on the menu with next to the breakfast burrito.
Maybe. So we'll see. Next time Shay's on, we'll have to give him loads of crap. And if you are watching this and you know Shay, tweet at him and say, dude, don't do that. You're a grown man. Don't tweet at recruits.
Just don't tweet at college people in general. It's just going to frustrate you.
It's usually a bad idea.
I don't even
All
know if
right.
I could talk to a college age person. I think that would just be a lot.
2 more to go over. Jack Dunkley, a defensive end from Duquesne, committed last night.
Duquesne.
His stats didn't really jump out to me. He had one really good season. I think there was a freshman or a sophomore where he had 9.5 sacks. He's got, I think, like 14 sacks and like 21 tackles for loss in his 3 years at Duquesne. So I think he's coming in with 1 year left. He's got good size, and he'll step into the rotation for sure.
Yeah, sophomore year he had 9.5 sacks and 12.5 tackles for loss. So
yeah,
but even this year, he had what? He had 9.5 tackles for loss and 3 sacks. That's production.
Yeah, that's a lot of tackles for loss. So if he has a penchant for that, that's really good quality to have, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good pickup. That might be like an underrated pickup when we get to the end of the season.
It could be, yeah. And again, I haven't really. The only person I've watched film on, or the only 2 people I know in this class are Machachek and Tyler Hughes. I've watched film on them. I've seen Machachek play for Nebraska. The rest of these guys are going to have to really dig in to see what's out there, to kind of see who they are and what they are. And then lastly, the last one last night was Logan Mackey, a cornerback from Weber State. And the only thing I know about him, I was just looking up numbers, and he last year received an 84 grade for the season from Pro Football Focus, which is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a number that high. That means like you're a freaking world beater if you're getting an 84 grade. So obviously he dominated at the FCS level. I don't know. Did you guys play Weber this year?
Yes.
Do you remember this guy perhaps?
I do not.
Okay.
I think that was an away game, and I probably just watched it on TV.
All right. So yeah, Logan Mackey, I think he's, regular. He's like 5'10", 180, something like that, I think. He's kind of one of your typical small corners, but graded out very well. So he must be pretty dang good in pass coverage. Didn't have a lot of picks or anything, but, if you're a good cover guy, usually that's what happens, right? They don't throw at you. So it's possible got a lockdown corner.
Which is awesome because we could use one.
Because we lost both of our starting corners, yeah.
Yeah, so definitely use one.
We're probably going to need another. So I would think, just looking at what we added so far, I don't know how many they're looking to add. I would think we're going to double this amount. I'd imagine them look at 7 more. This coming weekend will be another strong set of visits, I'm sure. I'd imagine we'd be looking at more offensive linemen, another cornerback for sure, probably another defensive lineman. Linebacker-wise, we might be okay. I'd imagine a wide receiver's on their list, right? Bring one of those in. A running back for sure. So there's still,
there's work to
pretty
do.
much any position. If you can find a guy who can help us, that's what they need to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty good activity for the first week of the portal being open.
Great.
So,
yeah, I'm really pleased.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time left. I think, I don't even know if it matters anymore. Like, as far as like, oh, yeah, we got to get them on campus before, the spring semester starts. I don't even know if that matters anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it would
out.
because you want them to play in spring ball. If they can't register as a student, right? They can't participate.
But it seems like they just kind of figure that kind of thing out.
Yeah, I forgot to do this. I was going to check when the drop dead date was. Like, when's the last date you could register for UW classes? Maybe you can look that up on the academic calendar.
There's probably like a week grace period, like after the semester actually starts. So
yeah, it would be like the 21st of January or something. So we have time. The portal closes on the 16th. And so we'll see. But I imagine, right, most people are going to want to get registered because you don't want to miss spring ball for your new school. That's kind of the only problem. And that's why I think if we want to talk about changes, I think it is actually going to be voted on, I think, at the coaches conference. And I think it will probably get implemented in the next year or two, Brad. But I think they're going to basically eliminate spring ball and make it more like an NFL style to where you'll have like mini camps and stuff throughout the summer. And this will take away a lot of this nonsense where, guys, it's not fair to these kids. These kids they have 2 weeks essentially to decide, a big part of what their lives are going to look like.
Or who's going to hand them the biggest bag.
Yeah. So, I feel sorry for these kids because, they shouldn't have to be making, these big decisions in 2 weeks. And maybe, right, a spring ball gets moved to the summer. You can finish up your semester. There's no rush. You finish up your semester at your school. More kids will graduate. You'll have all summer to do your practices. And so I think they're going to move to an NFL type of calendar, which would be pretty good, I think.
Yeah, college football for these guys, it's a year-round activity now as it is. Like, I don't know that there's a whole lot of break for them.
No.
Even in the summer, they're on campus still doing, 7-on-7s and
on their own.
On their own.
Because the coaches can't be around. But when they come up with this new program, it's going to be better for everybody because you'll be able to deal with your strength coach, right? You'll have winter and spring conditioning, and then your coaches will be able to coach you throughout the summer with summer ball. So it's stupid, right? These rules are dumb. We're allowing you to pay the players, but you can't coach them year round. Does this make any sense?
But it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. I'm sure they will find a way to even screw up going to a summer schedule.
But wait, it's worse. I was reading a thing from Kevin Van Valkenburg today. He's a golf writer for Fried Egg Golf, but he was also a college football player at Montana back in the 90s. But he was tweeting today about how the university experience is becoming lost with the athletes because they're so transient that you don't really have these athletic programs like just team building together, within your own team or the other athletic teams that you compete with. And the whole experience is just like mercenary work now where, there's no common training tables anymore. It's just get your bag and do whatever you're going to do.
Yeah. I guess a big thing of that, I forget the guy's last name. You'll remember. Malachi, whatever. He's the quarterback. He started at USC, transferred to Boise, transferred to UTEP.
No, not.
He's back at the portal.
So again?
Yeah, so he's working on his 4th school in 4 years.
Oh, my God.
And I've seen guys in the portal who are going to be on their 5th school in 5 years. Because they got, some redshirt year or something. 5 schools in 5 years. It's crazy.
Jesus, he was at UTEP last year.
Yeah. What's his last name? Is it Nelson?
Nelson.
There we go. Yeah. Malachi Nelson is going to be on his 4th school.
That is crazy.
And he's like I don't know. I don't think he was a 5-star, but he was a 4-star quarterback.
He was like one of the highest rated players to ever go to Boise.
USC, Boise, UTEP, and now I'm sure he's going to go to the FCS to play, would be my guess.
No, he was rated a 5-star recruit and
he was 5? Okay, a 5-star guy. Wow.
5-star recruit, committed to play college football at Oklahoma during the summer prior to his junior year. Then he decommitted from Oklahoma after Lincoln Riley left, then went to USC,
followed him.
where Lincoln Riley went.
That's fine, yeah.
And then he bounced out of there to Boise, and then went to UTEP.
Got beat out by Maddox in a quarterback battle.
At Boise?
A 5'7" white guy, right?
Yeah. Well, UTEP, he didn't really play either.
A 0-star quarterback got beat by, it's all right. So anything can happen. These stars are kind of ridiculous, but.
Yeah, he only played in 6 games this year, and they were not good stats.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Man, talk about nuking your career.
Yeah. So, yeah, interesting stuff. So, yeah, portal-wise, got to be happy with where Wyoming's at. Obviously, getting a quarterback was the number one thing they needed to do. And so now I think it's getting some guys for him to get the ball to. Obviously, I guess Tote Harris announced he's coming back, so that's huge. But you're going to need another experienced running back.
Yeah.
I know they kind of like some of the guys they had, but I mean, they didn't really produce. Everybody else is left. All they have left is, like redshirt freshmen and some true freshmen coming in. So I'd imagine they'd be in the market for another experienced running back, some wide receivers. I'd imagine a receiving tight end would be good, another offensive lineman. Defensive, I think another corner is needed.
Yep.
And probably some more defensive linemen.
Mm-hmm. Always need defensive linemen.
So, and they're good at I'm not worried about the defense because they're so good at identifying guys.
Yep.
It's offensively, and that's why I wish that Taylor wasn't finishing out with the Bills. I'm still a little miffed by that. But whatever.
But a chance at a Super Bowl ring is pretty cool, though.
Sure.
But the Bills aren't good.
But they're not gonna. Their defense is not nearly good enough.
Their defense is hot trash.
So yeah, we'll see. I think
he'll be in Laramie in a couple of weeks.
You know my opinion on Sean McDermott. He's a terrorist, and I think once they crash out of the playoffs again, he should be fired.
I wonder if Johnny Khaki Pants will be available for him.
Maybe. I mean, the Bills need to get right. Well, you can't waste Josh Allen.
They need to go find some defensive players, and they need to find better than plumbers and carpenters for Josh to get the ball to.
Yeah. Yeah, think of Allen if he had he's working with not a whole
plumbers
lot.
And carpenters.
I mean, what is it? Cook is leading the NFL in rushing this year, which is great. That helps.
But that's all they got.
Yeah. Other than was it Knox? Their tight ends are pretty decent, but their wide receivers are
their tight ends have been hurt though.
Yeah, he's been hurt. Yeah,
his top wide receiver would be the number 3.
Who do they even play this weekend? I have no clue. And when? We'll let the people know before we wrap up the show.
I was going to say Josh's best receiver would be number 3 or 4 in Denver. If that's even possible.
Are the Bills playing the Jags?
They got the Jaguars in Jacksonville Sunday morning.
Yeah, I think they're probably done. The Jaguars are I don't know what they did this last weekend because they might have arrested people, but they were on a streak of 9 games in a row of scoring 35 points or something crazy.
They could legit win the Super Bowl.
The Jags are pretty impressive. So the Bills will be playing the Jags Sunday morning. So Taylor could be in Wyoming next week. Which is good because the portal's still open. So
they only put up 30 or 23 points on the Colts. So
they broke their streak.
Yeah, but they put 41 on the Titans last week. Yeah,
the Jags are pretty impressive. Pretty complete.
I should go put a future on the Jags to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I don't know what it'd be.
I don't know that Denver's got the offense to win a Super Bowl.
No, but they're at home.
But they are at home. But Jacksonville already beat them at home, so.
Yeah, it'd be hard for them to beat Denver twice, I think.
Probably.
But it could happen. It could happen.
I would love to see the Chargers beat the Patriots. That'd be so awesome.
So let's see here. We can finish up. Do you want to make any wrestling comments? I know they were at a duel. Not a duel, it was a tournament, I guess.
The Soldier Salute last weekend. We had one winner. One first place finish with Joey Novak.
And one runner up? Or no?
And I didn't read through the full press release on it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had Joey Novak, and he's a machine again this year. I saw yesterday.
They finished third as
second.
A team? Second as a team. Okay, maybe that's the second I read about, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive because there's some good schools there.
Yeah, Novak's up to 4th in the rankings, so climbing. So that's good for him. He's having another great season. So really excited for that. I think Christian Carroll's
where's the national championships this year?
Oh God, are they in Tulsa? Is that where they are this year? I gotta look.
Yeah, let's look that up and then we'll let people go. So while he's doing that, we appreciate you all for joining us. It's good to talk some football. It's good to talk about Wyoming just blowing the doors off of UNLV. So again, get your butts to the AA, man.
Yeah.
There's not much you can. I mean, what do you need to see? Do you need Wyoming to beat UNLV 120-60 to decide to show up?
They may have done it last night if they wouldn't.
Yeah, they did bench the starters. Yeah.
God, that would be something though.
I mean, Sonny's got them cooking. So
yeah. Oh no, it was a third place finish at the. It was a third place finish at the Soldier Salute. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Still good though.
Yep. We had quite a few placers. Joey being the only champion, but yeah, Christian Carroll came in third. Gunnar Henry 7th. Lane Ford 4th. Sloan Swan 6th. Jared Hill 6th. Cole Brooks 8th. Antonio Avila trying to find his way into the lineup 5th. Gabe Willichell 3rd. Luke Willichell 4th. And Sefton Douglas at 6th. So
pretty dang good.
A lot of guys on the podium.
Mm-hmm. So, well, all right, everybody. I guess we should be back a week from now, and we'll probably have, I'd imagine we might have another 7 portal names to talk about.
Man, that'd be awesome.
Because it'll be another big weekend as they rush in through. Let me look at the calendar here. Is this basically? Yeah, basically this next weekend's the last weekend before the portal closes. So, and they could have some more, but right, people are committing as soon as they can because there's only a limited amount of spots. So I'd imagine this another weekend they'll have another, 15 to 20 guys in Laramie, if not more.
Yep. Get as many in here as you can and sell them on a green chili burrito.
There we go. Or have Shay do it. I wonder if Shay's going to get,
he might be the unofficial spokesman.
Yeah, maybe. Thank you, Outlaw Cowboy Joe, for joining us. And for all you other people out there joining us as well. I see a big crowd on Twitter, which is great to see. So appreciate you all. Go Pokes. We got some basketball this weekend. And then we'll see you all a week from now, hopefully, to talk some more basketball and some more Portal Kombat. So until then, everybody take care and go Pokes.